what's up, guys? It's RoberOnocle, or as you guys also know me, Rob, and I am here with my brother Mark and my dad. What's up, guys?
Hello. Hey, what's going on?
And we are here today to talk about a game we all have a decent amount of time in, and it's another open world game. It's not Borderlands this time, but it is Just Cause 3, a game we all really love to play. I mean, it's a lot of explosions, and well, that's really all you really need to say. It's just explosions, and that's good enough for me. Explosions and lots of violence and guns and stuff. So yeah, so you guys should know the drill if you're new here. The way I do my hosting is I always start with a question, and I always start with the hosts first. And quick question: do either of you want to go first, or does it not matter? I can just pick. I assume it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, you can choose. You can choose how you want to do it.
Okay, so I guess I'll just start with Mark, and then I'll just go to Dad. That's just how. So I'll just go down it. So we can just get to our first question here. So, for the very first question, what is your go-to gun/tool, and what is your least favorite amongst all of them? You know, this could count for upgrades, you know, tools, just in general, as far as fighting an enemy goes. So, Mark, we'll start with you. So, what do you feel is? I'm sorry.
You're talking weapons?
Yeah, weapons, tools, anything. Like, you know, if it was like mines, you know, just upgrades. It could be anything. So what is your go-to, and then what is your least favorite?
I say my favorite is the what was it? The two golden pistols you can pull out because it's really accurate and pretty much one shot kills them instantly.
So that's the one you like. So you just like it for the sheer power and the sheer accuracy that it has.
Yeah. My least favorite is probably the mines because it's so hard to play sometimes.
Right. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Yeah. They are kind of hard to place now that I think about it, because especially like if you're like under heavy fire, you kind of like panic, and it just feel like it's just not responsible enough. So I can see how you're saying that, you know, like the pistols are more reliable to you, and they're powerful, like you said. And
yeah, helicopters like you need to freaking press them like a bunch of times for it like stick under there.
Right. Oh, wait. The revolvers can take the helicopters out quickly.
Oh, I said when the mines.
The mines.
To place them under there because like you always switch the spots when you try to place them.
Right. Oh yeah, and you want a consistent spot for it. And what is your like least favorite gun/tool? Like, which one is one like you just like? I don't want to like it. It sucks.
I'd probably say the regular shotgun. I think.
The regular shotgun, like the pump one.
Yeah. Because you know, like I said, the pistols are quick and more accurate, while the shotguns just spread out. You know, I'd rather have better precision. You know,
as much
bullets are everywhere.
Right. As much as I love shotguns, I can understand that, because I mean, like in a game where there's a lot of fast-paced action, a pump is just kind of what you don't need when you're fighting them. It's just not quick enough. And we have somebody here in Outlaw Live Discussions, Mr. Accuracy, Mr. Accuracy over here. So yeah. But yeah, I totally get that. And Dad, what is your go-to gun/tool and your least favorite amongst all of them?
Well, that's the thing. Like you were saying about the guns, there's so many of them. But I tend to go with, I think mine was the Capstone Hydra, the one that fires like 5 rockets.
That was the. Oh wait, that was the rocket launcher. Like it shot like a quick burst of rockets.
Yeah. You know, my game style tends to be the same no matter what I play. I do change a little bit, but
Right.
I basically like to go with things that do a lot of damage. You know, kind of like the heavy hitting and all that other good stuff.
Right.
So the Capstone Hydra is just it gets the job done, quickly. Also, excuse me. I tend to like the homing grenades.
Oh yeah, as a tool. Yeah. Or the
Yeah.
toolish kind of thing. Yeah.
So, yeah, between the two, you know, the homing grenades, they're just good because, you know, you don't necessarily have to see the enemy. You know he's there.
Right.
Just toss one, takes care of business.
It can even take out air pretty good, like the homing grenades. Like
Yeah.
they just kind of like float up and just yeah.
Yeah, and I agree with Mark. I guess that was a little tough one for me to figure out which was my least favorite. I guess there's a couple, but the one thing is kind of not really. Well, it's more of a comical kind of gameplay, and that's the pistols that make the enemy's head turn into balloons. Like to me, that's like pointless.
Oh, that
Um,
one.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And that's
just
for your
for
least favorite, right?
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it does really doesn't do anything for me. I mean, it's funny like after a couple times, and after that, it's like all
Yeah, you want to get back to
right.
the action again.
Yeah, pretty much. And I have to agree with Mark on the mines. They're good when you can place them, but like you said, when you're under heavy fire, it's like it's just a pain in the neck. So
Yeah, yeah, I can get behind that. All right, and so is that all all you have to say about it, or is there anything else?
yeah, those are pretty much it. I mean, just cause the different weapons, you can find some use for all of them. If
Right.
I had to pick one more, it'd probably be the sniper rifle. It just depends on when you use it, when you need it.
Yeah,
So
as your go-to gun, like with the sniper rifle.
that would be probably one of my least favorites, only because you know in the game with the gameplay, you really don't have time to use it like that.
Right.
You just don't really have time to step back and snipe. Except for that, there's that one mission where you got to watch. I can't even think of the guy's name. It's when the guy and the girl they go to the gas station or whatever to the base, and you have to kind of watch their back as they hack in.
Oh, that one.
Um,
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
yeah, so it's cool, but I tend to kind of stay away from the snipers because you really don't have time to use them. So
Understandable. All right, so that now revolves over to me. So my favorite go-to gun slash tool, that would probably actually have to be the what is it? It's a DLC weapon. It's the Bavarium. Is it the Bavarium cannon or is it no? It's not the Bavarium cannon. Is it It's the Bavarium assault rifle. Because like
okay,
I like it a lot because it's just so effective at just destroying everything. It's overpowered as heck, and that's what probably makes me a bit of a scrub. But I do really like the DLC Bavarium assault rifle because it's just so satisfying to use because you're spraying all over the place. It's got that shot. I don't know if it so much sprays, but it has enough spray that where it just feels just nice. And then it's just powerful too, and you can take out some things quite quickly with it. And it's Bavarium, so it's insanely powerful, but I just love to use that gun a lot. Like, it's hard to get away from it, honestly. So for
I
my...
can understand that.
Right. Or, yeah. But, what is my least favorite gun or slash tool? Now, I will have to go with you a bit on, I will have to go with you on it a bit about the sniper rifles, Dad, because, yeah, the sniper rifles, I mean, they're cool and all, but they feel like such a huge contrast to what the game wants to be, because it wants to be this fast-paced, get all over the place, destroy everything kind of shooter action game, and, when you have a weapon that just wants to go in the totally opposite direction, especially since it's not, it's not, it's not built up upon, or it doesn't have anything to make it more interesting, it's just generic sniping, like really, really generic sniping, and I don't care for it.
The only time it's actually necessary is like when before you get caught by anybody yet. Because before you get caught, like you have all the time in the world to like pick people off.
Okay, yeah, I guess that would be the one instance where it is very helpful, but that is not my absolute least favorite. I think my absolute least favorite would have to be the thruster mines, because like they are just so slow. Like I get that you're supposed to use it to like sabotage like enemy stuff and just like push it out in some totally different direction, but like for one, like a mere seconds mean a lot in Just Cause, and to have those seconds taken away by just that thruster time, because it's like what, like a 6-second thruster time, but like it just takes longer than I like it to take,
Yeah,
And
I can feel you on that.
yeah, and then like when you think about it, it's like what's the purpose of it? Like why would I want like this thruster thing that can push an enemy off and possibly deal some extra carnage when I can just get an instant explosion right there? Like if I wanted something to slam into something, I would just get in a vehicle and just slam into something, or maybe jump out of it. Like you already have that feature in the game. Like I don't really get the thruster feature of it. So yeah, that to me is just really useless. And we're gonna check out our live discussions really quick. Oh my man, Okay, yeah, I looked at that like way, way too late. It's probably talking about Mark though, because I don't think if you could. Oh yeah, we're gonna call my friend Mark other Mark too. If you could just re-elaborate on that, because that's just my fault, because we're getting really deep into the conversation. Oh no, Titan's choice of oh yeah, guys, it's an inside joke, but other Mark refers to my dad as Titan, so yeah, he's just saying his choice of big old weapons. Yeah, so he respects you. Oh, that's right, because you're a big weapon fan too. So yeah, you guys get along just fine if if other Mark starts playing Just Cause 3. So I guess we can go on to our next question here. And crap, we're already at 10 minutes. Jeez, but So our next question here is, what do you find to be the most annoying type of enemy, minus mechs? Because, mechs, I mean, they're kind of an easy argument, because, like, they can lift you, they can throw you, and they just hug a bunch of crap at you at once. I mean, they pretty much are the most annoying enemy in the game. But minus mechs, what do you guys feel is the most annoying enemy in the game?
I feel like the super soldiers are probably the most annoying. For the special island.
Oh, the DLC island?
Yeah. Either that or the helicopters. The ones that bomb you.
Oh, those guys.
It's like they come out of nowhere and like they come so quickly, so like.
Right. And they can shoot ahead and either like knock you out of a vehicle or something like that, or just badly damage a car. I can see why you say that. And then you can keep going. I'm sorry.
Unless like one of the fastest race cars, like to get out of the mess,
Oh.
Other than that, they pretty much predict where you're gonna be at what time,
Right. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But yeah, like you say, like anything less than a sports car, and they can land a good, perfect shot on your vehicle, which is really annoying. I see why you can say that. And yeah, for the super soldiers, yeah, I can see that too, because they're just strong and they take a lot to kill. So I can see why you say that too, because the super soldiers are insane. And Dad, what's your thoughts on the most annoying type of enemy minus mechs?
And we may be talking about the same ones, but I had put on there my most annoying would be the armored guards. So it's like the soldiers with the metal suits on that you can't use your grappling hook on.
Oh, those guys.
Yeah, they tend to just kind of get on my nerves, and it's not that you can't beat them, but they're just harder than what they need to be. So yeah, I had to go with them on that one.
Yeah, okay, I can agree with that. So for my most annoying type of enemy, minus mechs and everything. It's the third time I said that, but my least favorite enemy would probably have to now it's kind of a I kind of just build up to it, but so for one that just really got on my nerves was the motorcycle guys, because it seems like they just never go away. I mean, like, they can die really fast, but sometimes there are some feisty little buggers, and like they're always like nipping at your heels. Like, you got rid of everybody, and they're just the one dude that just will not die sometimes, and it gets really annoying. And it seems like you could have sworn you killed them, but then like they go back, and then like 5 seconds later, like, and they come right next to your vehicle again. I'm like, go away! Like, it gets really annoying, and then they just keep spamming that stupid little submachine gun they have in their like left hand. And that gets really annoying to me. And another one that came kind of close to being one that just really irked me too was the shotgun guys, because like their shotgun blast, I swear, it doesn't matter how far they are from you. If they land that shot on you, you always get stunned. I hate that so much about the shotgun guys, because I can I'll be trying to get away or something. Like if I'm on foot and I'm forced to get out of my vehicle and I'm trying to run away and just like get to the nearest thing, like I'll get shot by one of their shots from like a million miles away, and Rico's still like, and still stumbles over, and I really, really don't like that. But yeah, but the one thing that does get on my nerves a lot is the commander helicopters. Surprisingly, because like when you go into a certain base, they'll send in commanders to go kill you. Right. But what I hate about these commanders, the one in the helicopters anyways, is that they have that stupid shield that, like they occasionally bring in that Bavarium shield, which makes them totally indestructible. So they're just a flying missile launcher that just can't be destroyed in like bursts. And that gets really annoying to me. And it gets even worse too, because like even if you hijack their helicopter and you throw them out, for some reason, no matter how high they are, they always survive the fall. Like, it does not matter how high they get. When you throw them out, it doesn't matter if you're throwing them, like, at the very highest you can get in the game. They will always survive that fall. And then they'll just get up, just, like, get up, like, limp onto, like, a tank, and then just get it. I'm like, what the heck? Just die! Like...
Yeah.
And those guys just get on my nerves. And especially for the slightly bigger bases and above, like, they typically show up, like, almost all the time. So I'm like, ugh. Can you just not, please? Like, you're already giving me a hard time. You're already more aggressive than the other guys. You hit harder. I'm like, can you just don't? Just can you just not? But yeah, that's my.
I have to go with you on that one. No, I just said I have to go with you on that one because I actually kind of forgot about those commanders and that the helicopter that comes with them. Yeah, they're pretty much a pain in the neck.
Yeah, the tank ones are a joke, because, like, you can just throw them out, but the helicopter guys... Ugh, I really don't like the helicopter guys. They're just too much of a pain. But I do strongly agree with the armored enemies, too, and, like, the guys on the DLC island and the ones that can shake off your tether and everything. They are just the worst. Especially if you don't have all the unlocks, too. So, like, they're just better than you, and it just gets old. And you know something's up with those armored enemies when they can take a rocket to the face. And just get up like it's nothing. You really know something is wrong then. But yeah, we can get on to our next question here. So this is just more of a personal thing. Well, they've all been personal really, but this is another pretty personal one. So what do you enjoy more, destroying a large base or being in a level 5 high-speed chase? So Mark, we can start with you.
I prefer a level 5 high-speed chase because like. This high-speed chase is more like a survival aspect, really, because when you're building, like you're destroying bases, like you only go so far to a point where you can't destroy anything else. But a level 5 high-speed chase, you could go on basically forever, or however long you can survive.
Right.
Which I like a lot about it.
Okay, so yeah, I can see that. So, Dad, do you have anything else? This is just one of those more quicker questions, but, which one do you prefer more?
Oh, I agree with Mark. I have to go with the level 5 chase. Yeah, destroying a base is satisfying, but, yeah, like Mark said, after you destroyed all the objectives, that's it. Level 5 chase, you can 10 minutes, 20 minutes, however long you can survive. It's basically just pure adrenaline, man. That's it.
Exactly. And shocker, I like the level 5 high-speed chase too. Yeah, a lot of originality in this podcast. But yeah, I have to agree with it too, because like, and I'm going to try to see if I can deviate from the endless aspect, because you guys already touched upon that. But I do like it a lot because it's just active, and like they tend to fight harder when you're trying to get away, because they're like, like they really don't want you to get away with what you just did. So they tend to be really aggressive, and they, like, it's the easiest way to build up the levels too. So it's just fun. It gets exciting because they're fighting harder and harder and harder. And when you get up to level 5, I love it too, because like by that point they're hell-bent on killing you. Like, they send like 3 helicopters at a time. They have tanks behind you. They have like 4 like jeeps behind you, and like a couple like dune buggies and motorcycles. Like, they are just through with your crap, and I love it. Because it's so fun, and they will not let up, and like it literally gets to a point where they start destroying themselves just so they can destroy you. Like, they hate you that much to that point, and it just gets exciting. And then like it's hard to lose them, like, and they'll start doing stuff like deploying units ahead of you, so you have to like start like improving and everything and trying to like dodge around them. And oh my goodness, it is just so much fun to do. But yeah, that was a more personal question, but I guess we can move on to the next one, because that one's rather quick, and this is surprisingly another quickie one. But wow, I did a typo. It was like, why DLC did you find better? What DLC did you find better, the Mech DLC or the Sky Fortress DLC? And we can start with you, Mark.
I like the Mech DLC a little better. Well, Sky one was fun, but it's just too much going on up there. While the Mech DLC, it's more like you have a little more space, a little more room to go around and do stuff. While the Sky DLC is like all packed into one little ship, and you have it was a mess up there. Ugh.
Yeah, especially with the whole because it relied a lot on that wingsuit, and then you had the parts where you had to fly like like under the ship and like make sure you don't die. And yeah, I could see how that could kind of get old because like if you messed up, you would either fall all the way to your death, and you have to try to recover and get somewhere under the ship again, like close underish to the ship. So like the place is just a hazard pretty much. It just forced you into a very hazardous situation where you could, if you messed up, you might just screw up permanently, or not permanently, but you might just screw up the mission. You have to start over,
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we can go on over to Dad. So which DLC did you prefer more?
Actually, we got another double hitter right here because I chose the mech DLC. And it's been a minute since I played either one, but that's kind of what I remember about the Sky DLC. It just kind of was like a little bit of a hassle, but like Mark said, the mech gave you a little more control and just a little easier to kind of navigate and do what you needed to do.
Right. Plus the two mechs they give you too, which are awesome.
Yes. You gotta love the mechs. Once you use them, you never want to lose them.
Yeah, I mean, they make the game no challenge, but come on. You're just destroying stuff, and you just like, it's like, hey, how about we just make you even more overpowered? And it's fun, because you're just punching cars away. But, I'm a bit torn, because I do like both DLCs a lot. I mean, if I was forced to pick one, shocker, mech DLC, but I'm kind of torn between the two, because I like the mech DLC, because I do like using the mech, and I like the DLC, because it is a good challenge. The DLC campaign itself, it is a good challenge, and then the whole thing with rescuing the prisoners and like having them grab guns and then they can fight with you, and they actually fought better than the rebels and they were more durable despite they were not in combat gear. I never understood that, but it was fun to rescue them and have them actually fight beside you rather than run out of the street stumbling and then possibly get hit by a car. So like it was a little more immersive. That's why I like the DLC. The mech DLC a lot more, but I did like the Sky Fortress DLC because the wingsuit they gave you was pretty awesome. I can't even lie. The whole booster wingsuit, I love using that because it gave you more control over how you could, fly about the terrain. And then plus, it has missiles on it too. I do like that part a lot about it and everything, but I do lean more towards the mech DLC because the Sky Fortress DLC, as you guys have already stated, it's just kind of annoying and flying around a lot. Like, having it being heavily focused on that, I mean, it's just like, And then the whole thing, like we've already mentioned about flying under the fortress, that part just kind of sucks. And then even when you're inside the fortress, too, like, it's tight in there. Like, it just doesn't feel very Just Cause-ish, if that makes sense. Like, very action-oriented, but just not the kind of way I want to play Just Cause, if that makes sense.
Yep.
Okay, so we can move on to our next question. This is a really, really brief one, actually. It is a quick question. What do you guys think looks better? Towns at nighttime or the bases at nighttime? This one's super, super, super subjective, but Oh, Mark, were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna say something.
Oh.
That's a really hard choice. Because it depends on where you're at, actually. I think like some of the
That
bigger
is true.
cities, some of the bigger cities look better at nighttime, while some of the other bases look better at nighttime too.
Right.
So I'm really like kind of torn between which one actually looks better because they both look really good at night. I see some bases that like the lights,
Yeah.
like beautifully.
Yeah. Like, wow, this looks really pretty. But
like waterside towns.
Yeah. That's really pretty too.
Towns, it looks really good too. Like you're just driving a boat and you say, oh, that looks really nice with all the lights, the statue lights looks kind of cool too.
Yeah. So if you were forced to pick one, would you like if you were forced to pick one, like would you pick like the base or the town, or would you just take the bullet?
Probably choose a base.
The base? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we can go over to you, Dad. Which one do you feel looks better, the bases at nighttime or the towns at nighttime?
Okay, so I kind of answered this one as if I had to pick one over the other, and I actually leaned a little more toward the town, But I agree again with Mark. Like, they both look pretty cool, due to the graphics and everything. So,
Yeah.
um, yeah, the reason why I lean more toward the town because it's variety and like Mark was saying, it depends on where you are.
Right.
Um, which you kind of lean towards because some of the bases at night you'll look at them and like especially like the larger ones, you're like, oh man, that's pretty sweet, with all
Right.
the lights and everything going on.
Yeah.
But there's some towns like you got the scenery, you got the water, you got the reflections and things of that nature. So I just lean more towards the town, but that's kind of a you know situational type of answer
Yeah.
because some towns are small and it might just be like, man, that looks just like the other town I just passed, but some of the bases, depending on what they got going on, I'll lean towards those. So sometimes the bigger towns will look good, um, even with just the buildings, the scenery, So it's kind of a hard one to answer. But if I had to just pick one, I would just probably roll with the town. And then even some of the bases can look similar, uh, if you're dealing with like all small bases.
Right.
They're not 100% the same, but
Yeah, the small ones tend
um,
to look like identical.
yeah, so that's why I chose the town. But it is a toss up because it really depends on what you're looking at
Yeah.
or where you are.
I guess if you're thinking like if they're absolute best, then yeah, it could get pretty tough. But if I had to pick one, which one looks better? Like this one, I have to agree. This actually is for a quick question. It is kind of hard because I mean they both just look really really good. But if I had a gun to my head and I had to pick one, I would probably roll with the bases. I don't know what it is. I think it's just something about like it being at nighttime and the lights are all up. You're like, all right, that's the place I gotta take down. But like like it just looks really active. Like it interests you almost. Like well, I wouldn't say almost. It does interest you, but I don't know. I think it just adds into a bit of immersion with it. And you're like, that's a pretty cool place I gotta take down. you know, I'm referring more to the big ones, of course, because the small ones, like you said, they're just little and dinky, and they're just kind of there. So, yeah.
Right.
But after absolute best, I think I might prefer the bases just a little more. But yeah, as far as variety goes, Town definitely has bases beat. But yeah, so I guess we can go on to our next question here, and that is, what is your favorite and least favorite type of base?
I don't really like the small bases because there's nothing really to do there. Like probably both bunch of generators or a couple of like you know what's probably a couple of tanks or something like that. Really, it's like there's nothing really to do there. It's just like I've actually what was it? It was a big I think it was an oil tank. The one of those shit like spheres.
Spheres.
I
Oh,
destroyed one of the I destroyed one of the legs and completed the whole base just by destroying one of the legs off of that thing because the whole thing just rolled around and blew up everything. So it was like really easy to. There's really nothing to do there. So
oh yeah,
I
that's
thought
right. Because you sometimes you can just straight up
uh,
take out. I'm sorry. What were you gonna say? And,
I'd
oh, okay. But yeah, I was just gonna just add a point. I was like, yeah, some bases you can literally take out in one move. I can see why you say that because that is pretty unsatisfying. But I guess we can go over to Dad. Dad, what do you feel about like what is your least favorite type of base? Like one that's just like you're just like eh.
Okay, so I name. Okay. Um, so the base that I like the least would have to be Falco.
Falco. Oh, just like Falco Maxime.
Yeah, that's the one. Um,
Yeah, I can't blame you for that
Falco is,
one.
yeah, it's like it's just too hard to get on the base, and it's uh, yeah, it's too hard to get on the base. Even just to get up to it to start completing the objectives, it's kind of a pain in the neck. So, sound like you got some background noise going on here.
Oh no, we're good. I don't. Yeah,
Okay.
my Discord's not picking up anything. But yeah, yeah, I do agree with you on that because sometimes they nuke you like miles in advance. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. So that was kind of my thing. Falco is just a pain. You know, you can't fly an airplane or a helicopter up to it. You can't drive a car, you know, onto it. So it's like one of those things you got to keep dodging missiles, and then you got to try to take cover and just keep moving your way in.
Yeah, and they're heat-seeking
Someone's,
nukes
someone's on
too.
the Wii U.
Someone's on the Wii. Someone's on the
Someone's on
Wii.
the Wii U.
Oh, okay. Um, that's kind of weird. But yeah. Also, sorry guys. I don't know what's going on tonight. It's not like we're having some technological issues, so we might be a bit behind each other as I'm picking up, and might be some little glitches. But there's not much we can actually do about that. But we could just keep going because we seem like we're doing good enough. But yeah, it does seem like we're having a bit of technological issues tonight, but we should be good. So yeah. So we left off with Dad and the least favorite type of base. Oh yeah, Falcon Maxime. So yeah. But yeah, I do agree with that. And personally for me, and this one's pretty different too, but my least favorite type of base is the water bases. The ones that are just way out there. Like I just don't like it because I'm like, why are you way out there? Like like I understand it's supposed to, keep Rico out and everything, but it's just the fact that you have to go way out there to take out one base, and I'm like, why can't I want to just drive there. And the boats suck in Just Cause. I don't like using the boats in that game. And flying a plane there, although it's fast, it just feels slow. And like there's no way to like get there without being satisfied. And then, like those bases aren't even that hard either. It doesn't take a lot of effort. So like if you're looking at like 100% the game, that can just get old because you have to just go way out there. And it's not like you can just fast travel to them either because they're unknown,
Right, right.
Or at least I don't think you can. Last I checked, and we got somebody from the Out Loud live discussion. It's another person, dude. Someone else's mic is on as well. Okay. Yeah, I don't see anybody with issues. Sorry, guys. This one's he's a loser. But yeah, I'm not catching anybody. But again, this night's just a bit weird. But yeah, so we can keep going. But yeah, so I just really don't like the water bases. It just irks me. Every time I have to go there, I'm like, ugh. That's why I try to get them out of the way first, because they are just, I don't care for them. So, I suppose we can go on to our next question here, and, wait a minute, we just discussed our least favorite and didn't say our favorites, did we? We yeah, we just skipped straight to our least favorite, so we can go back to Mark over here. Wow. So what is your favorite type of base, actually?
I like the big bases, but I really don't like the too complicated like big bases. Like if there's a big base, you still have a lot of things to do in there. But like if everything's everywhere, then it's like kind of annoying.
So you're meaning like the ones that are like half of it is like in the water and half of it's on land, because those tend to be pretty complex.
Yeah, like especially the bases with planes. Bases with planes usually have like parts of the places you need to destroy. Like it's almost like parts of the places everywhere you need to destroy. It's like it's too much after a while.
Yeah. I know what you mean. Yeah, the planes. Yeah, I'm not too big of a fan of those myself. They just really. Oh, somebody said something. It was your. Oh, oh, okay. But okay, that was just a little issue we had going on. But yeah, I can see that because the planes they just feel like they're harassment, and they feel like they're just there to like, hey, just to make your life unnecessarily harder, let's do that. Or let's shoot you from afar, and then it's hard to attack them too. So yeah, I can see why you could dislike the places with the planes because it just gets old trying to like take them down. But so yeah, we can go on over to Dad. What is your favorite type of base?
My favorite would be probably a base that has just a lot of objectives because the ones with minimal objectives just kind of gets boring after a while. So
Yeah.
just give me something with a lot of different things to do, keep me interested.
Right, right.
A little bit challenging, nothing too crazy, but yeah, just something with a lot of objectives. I'm good with that.
Okay, so pretty much, yeah. So anything that's good. So basically, like, so well, cities technically aren't bases, but they kind of do make them their bases in a sense. So like cities, like big cities, tend to have like a decent amount of things to do, and just those biggest bases where there's just like, all right, so you gotta take out that guy, destroy these. So you just like a lot of options, pretty much.
Yeah, yeah, just something to keep you interested.
Okay, yeah, yeah. So, I guess there's not much to say about it. It's a game about like boom and bang and let's destroy everything. So, but yeah, so basically a lot of objectives. So
Yeah, the title of the game kind of says it all. So
just cause. So
right.
well, actually it's a pun, but yeah. So I guess we can revolve it over to me. And for my favorite type of base, I don't know why, but I have a huge thing for the mountain bases. You know, the ones that are just like on like the summit of mountains. Minus Falco, I hate Falco, but minus Falco. But like, I like it just feels so like epic up there and everything. You know, you have guys pulling in from up the mountain, like they're just calling people up. It just feels like, you know, you got that pressure of, you know, people coming up the mountain, and I'm just like, oh man, here comes more of them. And you know, it's typically a one-way thing too. Sometimes two-way, but it just feels cool. And that's also where you tend to see some of the most of like the SAM turrets too.
Yeah.
Because I guess they're on the mountains, they don't want people just coming up from above and all that. But yeah, I really do like the mountain bases. But you know, there's not really much to say about it since I can't do that really without like cloning what you said, Dad. So, you know. But yeah, I just really do like the mountain bases more for like more of an aesthetic feel and all that. I don't think that's the right word for it, but you get what I mean.
I got you.
Yeah, yeah. So we can go on to our next question. Is there something you'd add to the game, and is there something you would take out of the game? So we can start with you, Mark. So anything you'd add, and would there be something you would take out?
I would add most players to the game. You know, I mean, I know there's gonna be a guy that almost did it for the computer versions, but you know.
Yeah, he did do it.
I
He actually did do it, or no? Well, actually, no, he didn't do it. But like some other people did it, but like it's in a beta and like it's all right, you know, it's all right. But yeah, I would have like I can understand like you want the more refined version, his version that looked really good.
Yeah, I like to do that because like one of us be driving the car and the other one like shooting, you know, and that'd be pretty fun actually.
More fun than playing with those really dumb rebels that like to just run up and get shot. Yeah, I guess he was just saying.
Like one of us can stand on top of the truck or whatever and just shoot all the enemies behind us and whatnot. That'd be pretty fun, like shooting off the tires and crap. You know, that'd be pretty cool actually.
Yeah, that way somebody could actually focus on driving and you wouldn't have to always worry about like getting on top of the car so I can pop these wheels. Instead, you had your friend just look out and shoot it. Yeah, so basically, got a GTA, but with more explosions. Yeah, I can get behind that.
Yeah.
So, is there anything you would take out of the game, like something you just don't care for and you would just rather just see it go?
I would take out when Rico like kind of ragdolls, or like when he falls down on the ground, just sits there for a bit.
Oh, so the elongated like ragdoll time.
Yeah, because sometimes he would fall down for like a quick second, and other times he would sit there for like a whole 10 seconds trying to get up. So that's just too much.
So you just like rather just not see it be a thing, like rather him just have like, you know, preset animations and everything.
Yeah, that's over the time.
Yeah, that definitely doesn't help. So, Dad, we now come over to you. Is there anything you'd add to the game and anything you would take out?
Oh, well, I think what I would add to the game would be just the option to interact with Rico's friends, you know, after you beat the game.
Okay.
And then, you know, just for something extra. Because, you know, once the game is done, it's kind of like that's it. You know, you don't see anybody everybody just seems to fall off the face of the earth. What I would take away from the game is the limit on the rebel drop beacons. It's just, you need the beacons to call in the rebel drops, but it seems like it's not really enough of them around. So just the lack of them, I would take that away from the game.
Oh, Wait, oh yeah, there's not unlimited beacons in the game, but yeah. Especially if you're in a big base and, like, you're like, oh man, I need a lot of stuff. Because, you can run out of ammo fast and run out of supplies and everything. So yeah, I can see why you say that. Because as far as I'm concerned, the only way you can get unlimited beacons is through, like, mods in the PC version. But yeah.
Oh.
But in general, like, but you mean, like, just as something official, like, nobody has to go out of their way to do it. You just want it to be a thing. I see what you're saying.
Yeah, it would be nice if the beacons, if they would replenish after a certain amount of time. So,
right.
I would be okay with that. And I wouldn't necessarily want it to be where it's just unlimited, like back to back, like you never ran out of beacons, or even if you had to just wait a period of time before they would replenish.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that, but
yeah, because that can help in big bases too.
Yeah, like even when you fight Di Ravello, if it takes you too long, you might run out of stuff. So,
right.
That's where I would like to see, maybe just a few beacons or something to where you can, you can still get what you need, or, what have you.
Right. You know what? Just on a side note, every time I hear Di Ravello, I always think of that great thing in the final boss. And this isn't really a spoiler, guys, but you fight a helicopter at the end. I mean, nothing special, but like, basically, you can kill the helicopter really fast if you just drop a crate on top of it. It's just over. you can beat it like in less than can't you beat it in like less than 10 seconds? Like with the crate drop, like it's just super brief.
Yeah, I think it's within like those 10 seconds. I've actually seen now. I think actually I did that one, or I've seen it done.
Yeah, I've seen you do it. It was hilarious.
Yeah. Well, there's actually another way also where you can do it. It's you can use your grappling hook, and if you can actually do it quick enough, you can attach it to his helicopter and then attach it to like just the ground, and that's it. Reel it in, and that's it.
Oh, that's pathetic.
Yeah, I've done that one too. So.
Oh, that is just sad. But yeah. So to get back to our question about what I would add to the game, I would add this is just kind of like features, but like I would add probably add like smarter rebels and more doable rebels, because like I like bringing them because they are helpful for fighting cops and everything. Also better accuracy too, because their accuracy is horrible in cars. And they're always like, keep it steady. Keep it steady. I'm opening fire. But, like, even when you keep it steady, they, like, miss every single shot sometimes. I'm like, I'm keeping the wheel steady. What are you doing? So, that really irks me. But I would have just improved the overall rebel thing and make them more worth it to actually bring to you with a base. Rather than, like, they get shot, like, 3 times and they drop. Like, I'm like, please. I'm like, if I'm going to bring you with me, make yourself worth my time. And, like... And, I don't get it. I'm like, because, like, the rebels, like, they seem like they're slightly more armored than, like, the military is. So I'm like, they have, like, those really tight helmets on and everything. I'm like, how are you dying fast? If anything, it should take longer for you to die as opposed to, the enemies. But they just drop like flies, and that just, like, I just really would love to see, I just would have really loved to see the devs, like, just make an update and just fix the rebels and make them more worth your time. Also have cars follow you. I mean, I know they can, like, sort of do it in, like, Just Cause 3, but, like, it's more of, like, I think it's almost like an exploit. Like, it's not even really intended to happen that way, because they really don't do much once they do start following you. And, like, if you just turn off to a fork, if you just go completely off somewhere else, they just keep driving that way. I'm like, where you going? I'm like, why are you leaving me? Also, also improvements on their AI too, because sometimes when you let them take the wheel and you're on top of the car shooting, or you're in the turret for like those Jeeps and everything, sometimes they just like lose all sense of direction and they just drive. I swear, they always feel the need to just drive off into like a forest, like specifically a forest, and just like Though, it's funny too, because like when they drive up into the forest, they go, they're like, "Don't worry, Rico, I got your destination," and they just keep repeating that while they get deeper and deeper into the forest, and sometimes drives into the water like a complete idiot, and while still reassuring you that they're going on your route when they're going in a completely different direction. That is just hilarious to me, but that really needs to be fixed. So yeah, so the generalized answer, too long, didn't listen. Improve the Rebel AI. I just want to see it be a lot better because I would really love that. Oh yeah, and I'm sorry, what were you gonna say?
Oh no, I was just gonna tell you had another comment.
But yeah, so I was just gonna list the other comment. But we'll just get back to you really quick. But yeah. So May Mark or other Mark as we're gonna call him says, I think the developers didn't want the rebels to carry you through a mission. Like, well, I guess the driving should be that driving thing should definitely be fixed. Because I'm getting tired of them like pulling me into a forest, telling me that they know where they're going when they really don't. But yeah, I can see how they didn't want you to carry you through the missions, but like. I mean, like, because, there's a lot of other, like, even if they made, I wouldn't care so much if they made them weaker in, like, the main missions, but, like, when you're just raiding bases, like, I feel like, I feel still like they should drop at some point, but I just feel like they should fight harder, If you get where I'm coming from, other Mark. But, yeah. So, okay, he's typing, so we'll just give him a moment and see what he has to say, because everybody's voice is important in these podcasts. Right, unless companions are... Yeah. So I suppose we can get on to our next question here, and that is... Wait, wait a minute. I didn't say something I was going to take out. You see, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I keep going like, hey, let's go to the next one, and I haven't even got on to the other thing. But something I would take out, and something I would take out would probably be the, and this might be a more personal one, because I was going to say the ragdolls thing, but I don't want to clone off of Mark's answer, but the next thing I would probably get rid of is the whole, like, probably the policeman bases. Like, I don't know. They just feel like, especially since they can ruin your level rating, too, because, like, the moment you go in there, it goes to, it's a combat area, and, like, if you're trying to build up, like, time spent in level 5, it'll ruin it, actually. Like, it actually ruins it. It ruins your time for it. That, and it just feels like it's just weird, and you have to free those prisoners, and, like, they don't do much, like, and I get you're supposed to be a rebel, so you're supposed to be doing it, but I just feel like it's one of the lesser satisfying things in the game, if that makes sense. It's just a matter of satisfaction, really, with me.
Makes sense to me.
Okay, good. I want to make sure, because I feel like I'm slightly losing it here, but I'm glad I elaborated myself well. So, as I said, so now we can get on to our next question here. And that is, what was more satisfying to unlock? And I'm pretty sure I already know what Mark's answer is to this one. But the dual revolvers or the dual shotguns? It's a briefer question.
The dual revolvers.
Yeah, I saw that coming a mile away. I'm like, he's gonna pick the dual revolvers. But yeah, and you pretty much already explained why you like them. So I mean, you could, if you want to re-elaborate, you can. But you really don't have much more to say from a part of that.
All I'd say is it's just like the golden revolvers, so there's nothing really to say about that. So.
Yeah. So I guess we'll go on to Dad over here because we didn't get to him about the dual guns yet. So which one do you feel is more satisfying to unlock, the revolvers or the dual shotguns?
That one I think I actually went with the dual revolvers as well. With this one, I didn't use a lot of focus on. I didn't put a lot of focus on the shotguns. I think they're good. I just didn't really use them, so it wasn't my weapon of choice.
Right. So, okay, yeah. And plus, one thing like Mark mentioned too, accuracy, because they are pretty dang accurate.
Right.
For revolvers too, because most games you have a revolver, it tends to be pretty inaccurate, but not just causes apparently. They're sniper. They're like baby sniper rifles. So, but yeah. So my quick answer is, and any of my friends who know me well with video games would see this coming from a mile away, but dual shotguns. I really like the dual shotguns. Like, I don't care for the pump shotgun either, like Mark was saying a little earlier into this podcast. A little earlier, but earlier into the podcast. But, yeah, the dual shotguns, they are just really fun to use to me. Like, you have this nice long range weapon and everything, but you have the dual shotgun, and they deal decent damage, and they're quick too. Like, you shoot him, and then he spins the shotguns, and then like it's ready again. Like, it feels like it's nice and brief. They don't have the best ammo capacity in the world too, and they have a nice spread too. So like they can cover a decent area. And for being secondary, smaller, not quite as strong pistols, but they're still automatic and everything, I just really love to use them. Especially if they fall into the same ammo pool as primary weapon shotguns too. So even if you ran over a pump shotgun, you could still get the shells from that. You can still extract them and put them into the baby shotguns. And I like that. Just don't use two of them at once because you'll run out of ammo really fast. But other than that, I really like to use them. So we can go on to our next question here. We're actually down to 2 questions, but we can get on to our next one. So speaking of unlocks, which one was harder to unlock? Getting all of the weapons or finding all of the sports cars? Because both of those were pretty hard.
I say find all the sports cars. You know how I find out? You know the one, the eco-safe one. You know one that's hidden like way out in like what was it, the Icelands or whatever.
Oh yeah, the snowy mountains.
Yeah, those cars are so freaking hard to find. Like it was like, ugh, it was sickening.
Yeah, they were like in very specific spots, weren't they?
Yeah, then you had to get it to like a driveway safe too.
Oh yeah, cause there's no garage up in the mountain, so you have to drive all the way to a town, like a couple of kilometers and everything, or miles or whatever for a more ignorant term, but miles and everything to actually get to a yeah. I can see how that, cause like not only do you have to find this well hidden sports car, but you have to drive it all the way back to town and make sure you don't destroy it. So if you make a cop mad, get out of there, But yeah, I understand that. And Dad, we're revolving it over to you. Which one you feel was hard to unlock? Getting all the weapons or finding all the sports cars?
Yeah, I actually, I went with the sports cars as well. And I think Mark and I were thinking about the same. We were both thinking about the same one. The cars are in just some obscure locations. They're just like randomly placed cars. And you just got to hope to stumble across them, hope to go into the right warehouse or building and find them. And then some of the missions where you unlock like different cars or whatever, or vehicles, I think they were a little more challenging for some of them. The weapons missions, I mean, they were still challenging, but I think it was just a little easier to get them, as you progress through the game. So I definitely have to go with cars as being the harder of the two.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I can get behind that. So for me, unlocking all the weapons or unlocking all the cars, or all the sports cars specifically. Now, this might come as a bit of a biased perspective because I don't have much experience actually hunting on sports cars. I know both you and Mark are both, Mark and Dad, they both suffer. They went through the pain. They know how it feels to look for all those stupid cars. But yeah, I don't have much experience, but I would probably have to go with the guns. Especially with some of the challenges too. Actually, there's no really challenges to finding it, but some of them, especially like when you're assembling the gun parts too, for some of those like more, one of those for some of those. Wow, I cannot speak today. For some of those, better hidden gun parts and everything, we have to just keep hunting them down and everything. I'm just like, wow, these are hidden in some insane spots. But it seems like as far as getting all the weapons and getting the sports car goes, they're both pretty hard. But to be honest, your life I can understand your guys' points more because you have to not only have to find it, but you have to get it down to the nearest garage, which is way, way far away and safely. So yeah, I can understand that. This is actually going to be an improv question too, but because I really should have put it on here for the questions I was going to ask for tonight. But this is just more of an improv question. But what challenge do you guys feel was the hardest? Like one that just really, you're just like, man, this is hard. Like, and just in general.
The Sky Fortress challenges, man, ugh, those are really hard.
Oh, don't those have like really high standards?
Yeah, if you miss one ring, yikes.
Oh, you are so right about that. Yeah, those are insanely hard. But yeah, that's pretty much all you can really say about it. Like, it was just really high standards. You missed one, it just got awkward. And then if you want to get a perfect too, you would have to be doing it not only perfect but fast. Like it was just like either you're doing it like this or it's just not going down. So yeah, I can see why you say that. And for you, Dad, which one did you feel was just really tough to you?
I would say I have to agree with the Sky Fortress. That one was that was just a pain. That's why I just sat back and let Mark do it. Um, that one, and then there was a challenge with I think one of the race cars, or I don't know if you had to just stick to just a race car, but there was one challenge where you had to drive this old crazy path with a lot of twists and turns with a car that wasn't very good for it. And I think that one was one of the hardest challenges. I don't recall where it was, what map it was, but
Right.
you're just going through this little town, and you got to turn here, turn there, sharp turn here, and it was just one of them things like you only got so much time to do it, and it made it just hard as the devil, man, to try to just to beat this little challenge. But yeah, definitely the Sky Fortress, some of those wingsuit challenges, um, those things, yeah, they were kind of a thorn in my flesh, if you will. But surprisingly, the one that I think that I wrestled with a lot, believe it or not, was I think it was one of the target practice challenges where you had to just be real precise with a pistol, and I was a little too heavy-handed on the controls on the analog stick.
Right.
So
Not
that one was kind of a pain in the neck for me.
Yeah, not to mention the aiming controls with the analog stick is kind of stiff, so it doesn't feel smooth. So I can actually see why you would say the target ones are really tough because man, because Rico, like when you turn and I can't give you a visual representation because we're just talking, but it just feels like it just feels so absolute. It's just like, all right, you're here, you're there. It doesn't feel like that has that little flow where you have like a bit of a momentum game when you turn. It just goes, like it just turns. It's solid. It's too solid.
Right.
Tons of too solid. But for me, what was the hardest challenge? I would say even though I loved playing them, pretty much anything with a fast vehicle. More specifically, now the sports car ones are insanely hard, but the motorcycle ones, man, because like a motorcycles, because with the motorcycle ones, it's easy to fly off of it. So, like, if you mess up, not only do you have to, back up and everything, but Rico comes flying off of the vehicle, so you have to run back on or tether yourself back on, which is what most of us are likely going to do. Tether yourself back on, reel yourself back on it, and start over. But it's just like, it just feels like it's like, you're doing it this way, and, it's kind of similar to how you guys were talking about the Sky Fortress challenges, but, like, it's like, either you're doing it this way, or it just ain't going down. Like... I just feel like the stakes are really high with that one, but yeah. So pretty much both of our things is just really do or die kind of things, It's like you're doing it this way or it's just not going that way. That's all it was for both of us. So we can get to our final question here, and this one is just another super, super subjective, personal one here. And this is, simply put, what is your favorite moment from the game? So this one's really personal. So, Mark, we can start with you.
I like the ending where you shoot the reveal.
Oh, you like that part?
Yeah.
I wouldn't want everybody to hear about spoilers, but if you're hearing the podcast, then I guess you kind of should expect that anyway. But yeah.
Yeah, well, you didn't say that, favorite moment in the game, so.
Yeah, so it's to be expected. So, hey, you're justified as far as I'm concerned. But, yeah, so you like just cutting the reveal off and just shooting him into the fire?
Yeah.
And then that, I like that look he gives you, too. He's just like, why you gotta do that, man? Like, he's just got that look in his eyes, where he's just like, this is my communistic speech. You cut it off, like. But yeah, I can see why you like that. So, Dad, we take it to you, and it can involve glitches too, because glitches are always fun. But so Dad, what was your favorite moment from the game? Like any moment.
Okay, and Main man Mark says grade A accent that you just did. Um,
Beautiful.
that was pretty good. But my favorite moment, I had two. It was like finding the golden pistols. That was just satisfactory. And also, we kind of touched on it already. Was beating Di Ravello in under 2 minutes. Um, but there is one other, and it's kind of like based off of a joke that you and I had, or a good laugh that we all had, and that's when we met Sheldon. He was complaining.
Oh yeah.
And he said it was a load of horse apples.
Oh yeah.
Just the laugh that we had, and when you imitated him, that was pretty good. So
that's a bunch of horse apples.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. We weren't. None of us was ready for that. Like.
No.
And it's like that's like the first thing that's said in the game too. Like what a load of horse apples. Like, oh, okay.
And he's got the right accent for it, the right Southern drawl.
Yeah.
To just make that funny. So that was pretty good. But yeah, beating Di Ravello in under 2 minutes was satisfactory, and finding those golden pistols is very fulfilling as well.
Yeah, I would imagine being a communistic, like dictator in like less than 2 minutes. I'm pretty sure that you would get a good kick out of that. He's killed all these people, and you just dropped the crate on him, and he's gone.
Right.
Yeah. But my favorite moment, and it's technically not my moment. I'm gonna cheat here a bit, but it's something Mark did actually in the game one time when he was in a high-speed level 5 chase, and he was driving away from all the policemen because they were hot on his tail, and there was this one dude in a business suit. Like, typically all the guys will run out of the way, but there's this one dude in the business suit. Like, he sees everybody speeding down the highway. I don't even know why he's down there. And like, he's just taking like he's just taking like the sweetest. He's just taking his smoothest cruise just across the highway. Like, I think he even looks at you too. He's just going so slow, like he's expecting you to stop or something. Like, it's like, dude, I don't have time to turn or go somewhere else, dude. Get out of the way. And he just sits there, and I think he even stops. I think he even stops too. Like, he just stops. Like, he just takes it, and like, I don't know why, but that is just so funny to me. That is just so funny to me. Like, he just walks really slow, and he just like turns like slowly, and then just gets hit. He just takes it. I don't know why. It's just my morbid humor, but man, I just found that way too funny. I think it was late too, so I think I have like a late at night bias towards it, but man, I just got a really good laugh at that. I don't think anything can beat that for me. Just like, it's stupidity at its finest.
Also, like the time we were in a high speed chase, level 5 chase, like for an hour, a whole hour. It was beautiful.
Yeah, that was cool too. That was just like not so much funny, but that was just cool. Like, dude, they've been wanting to kill us very badly. They've been destroying themselves for an hour. Yeah, I can respect that. Yeah, that was just cool. I think we actually took turns doing that too. Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, we actually did. Yeah, but I enjoy doing that too. But yeah, guys, we are over the hour mark now. We're approaching a minute and a minute. Wow, amazing. Yes, a minute, but an hour and 4 minutes. Actually, but that is our thoughts on these questions of Just Cause 3. Not the best conversation we had, because like halfway through, for some reason, we had connection issues. But overall, though, I still think this was a really good conversation overall. So you guys liked it, I assume.
Yep.
Oh, absolutely, man. It's fun. Reliving those moments, running people over in the game.
Yeah.
Look at you. Yeah, the pedestrians, they do some strange things. So, yeah, no, it's
yeah.
good.
But, yeah. So, but outside of the technological issues, this is a pretty successful podcast. So, yeah, guys, that is our thoughts on Just Cause 3, or the questions I had anyway. That's our thoughts on it. So, yeah, guys, I'm RoberOnocle or Rob, and this was my brother Mark and my dad, and we will see you guys next time.
Later.
Yep.
Bye.